Ready, play.
Now, Jill, you were just keeping everyone on their toes, weren't you? Because you mentioned the fact that Taylor had come through the qualifying, but you were just making sure everyone was still awake.
Yes, and I was thinking about Wimbledon still in my head too, which she did qualify for Wimbledon, but didn't need to qualify here for the US Open.
How does she go about imposing herself tonight, Taylor Townsend? Because that's what she's good at.
I think definitely the variety. I love that she throws in the slice. I think the slice potentially bringing Andreeva forward and then closing in on the net. That's an area of the court that Townsend's very comfortable. As we know, #1 doubles in the world. She loves being in the forecourt. She's got such good hands. She really can manipulate the racket head and keep the opponent on their toes. But I think always, too, which is the case for a lot of players, if you do get second serve opportunities, especially against Andreeva, who hits her spots well in the first serve, you've got to attack. And I would love to see Townsend maybe attacking and charging the net.
He has won a good number of net points so far this week.
40-15.
Yeah, made the callers of the French, made the callers of Wimbledon, lost to Bencic at the same stage, as Jill said.
Love 50.
I think the other aspect of Andreeva in particular has been really, the area she's been working on is how to control and contain those emotions. And I think we saw a little bit of those emotions against Boissa in that match. But again, an area that she is open and honest about working with Conchita and has done a good job of managing that overall this season.
Love 30.
He's actually held serve 18 of 20 times through the opening couple of rounds, but in a bit of early trouble here.
John Williams, coach of Townsend in the white polo shirt.
Just wonder if she's even going to get even greater support tonight after what happened a couple of days ago, because I'm not saying that victory in itself wasn't good enough, but everybody knew what happened that afternoon, didn't they?
They did. That was the match against Ostapenko that caught a lot of people's eye and had a big crowd support for Taylor Townsend during that match. It was just a let court. I think that happened in the middle of that match that Ostapenko, I think, was not very happy with the fact that Townsend didn't apologize for, and then I think everything just became so heated in the moment. That's exactly what I was talking about. I think that's a great play for Townsend.
30-14.
She's so good at being able to follow the ball and cover the net when she brings her opponents forward. And you might think, okay, this might not be overall something that she wants to do over and over again, because Andreeva is very good at the net as well. But I think it is a good play for Townsend.
Playing in the third round of a major in singles for the 4th time tonight is Townsend.
Game Andreeva.
Andreeva will hope that break early on has set the tone.
Andreeva leads 2-0. First set.
Nick Monroe, I'm delighted to say, is courtside for us. Evening to you, Nick. Apologies for not coming to you a little sooner.
No worries. Happy to be here. This is already up a break, but I think it's going to be a highly contested matchup.
You know Taylor obviously very well, Nick. What have you seen in terms of her this season? Of course, she had a tough spell, didn't she, with the concussion that kept her out for a couple of months in the spring.
Yeah, look, I mean, when we watch Taylor Townsend play, obviously what makes her such a great player is the ability to be disruptive. I was able to speak with her coach, John Williams, before this match, and he said, look, that's one thing that they work on day in and day out, is focusing on ways to create opportunities for her to use her transition game and be disruptive. So I think she's been doing that extremely well this year. Said was she's got to get the ball out of Mirra Andreeva's strike zone. She's got to use some high forehands, some chip short, anything to get Mirra just off the baseline and feeling uncomfortable. So we'll see how much variety she brings into this.
Back-to-back double faults on that outside. She knows Townsend likes to pounce on that second serve, maybe just in the back of her mind. You mentioned the concussion, Nick. That happened in Miami, actually, on the hard courts earlier in the spring, and I think Townsend took a break after that just to make sure everything was okay. Obviously, you don't want to come back too soon, but the good news for Townsend was that she did feel like she recovered very quickly.
And Andreeva just a little slow to cover the one up the line. Riding her luck somewhat. And Roland Garros, well, she was such a highly touted teenager, wasn't she?
It didn't take long for Townsend.
Yeah, it looks like, guys, I mean, she's changing up where she's standing on that. I mean, she juiced that backhand. She was inside the baseline. So she's starting to change up where she is in the rallies, just being a lot more positive with her movement.
Such good touch. I was going to say it didn't take long. I felt like the first game was a little nervy with a couple of double faults, but already within a couple of games, looks a lot more confident.
Taking a couple of games to settle, but my word, has she struck the ball well in the last 3 points here. very much engaged. And the loudest cheers of the evening.
2 games all. First set.
And Townsend's the type of player, we talk about the variety and the different shots and so many tools that she has, but I feel like if you think about her forehand and her backhand, it's the heavier forehand, it can be the flatter backhand, so that sometimes can be a difficult rhythm to get a good handle on.
15 love.
And played the one leading event, Taylor Andreeva, this year. She played in Montreal, where she actually lost the match, the only match she played to McCartney Kessler. So didn't have an abundance of matches coming in since Wimbledon.
She mentioned that, and that's why I think she felt a little bit nervous in her first round, didn't maybe feel like she got as much of the match preparation that she would have liked, but in the second round, definitely settled much better.
It's 40 love. Andreeva.
So Andreeva able to re-establish her lead. 100 again after the win she's had here.
Love it.
It seems like that would be easy, but it's easy for Taylor to adjust to that volley off the let court. And this is one of her best volleys, as she uses the shorter part of the court so well with the soft hands.
Made the final of the mixed here last year, didn't she, with Donald Young? Of course, it was Donald Young's retirement party. They went all the way to the final. Two good friends for many years. Nice story that was.
Yeah, Nick, you mentioned Donald Young, and so his dad was actually her childhood coach growing up, and that's where you see the forehand. You see that high, heavy forehand. You know, you remember Donald Young, when he played, he would get the ball out of the strike zone of his opponents with that heavy forehand. You see a lot of that within Taylor's game as well.
Nick, talk about that balance of playing a lot of doubles, but also having to manage the singles, because an example this year in DC, she made the final of DC doubles, couldn't play qualies of Canada because it was the same day as the final. So how much of a balance is that for a sort of week in, week out?
Yeah, look, I mean, one thing her coach said today, I said, how's she feeling physically? You know, she's played so much tennis, and he said, we're built for this. You know, he has a no exclusive mindset that he gives to Taylor, and that's what she brings day in and day out. But yeah, you mentioned getting the finals of doubles week in and week out. Just sometimes she's not able to make the qualifying of singles next tournament. But she's physically fit. She does it. Again, she has no excuses, right? So if she's not able to make it, hey, use it as a training week and get ready for the next one.
Yeah, she's 1 in the world. Siniakova's 2 in the world. Of course, she played a bit with Siniakova, a fair bit with Siniakova. Maybe Su Wei-Shea last few weeks, I believe. With Siniakova here this week, their top seeds. They played Parks and Yastremska in the first round. Excuse me, in the second round, having already got a win.
Interesting, just pressing a little bit there on the overhead from Andreeva. Trying to use the center of the court. Didn't quite get the depth on that approach shot. Did feel like pressed on the overhead.
I think she could have expected it to come back with the amount of angle it had on it here, because she was coming in from a wide position, so that's always a little trickier, but couldn't close the net down quickly enough. Well, offering once again something with a little bit of variety. That's very much the way she operates. Andreeva holds on. She's up 4-3 first set. Wearing her own little brand of clothing as well now. It's Taylor Townsend. You can see the TT on her attire. Certainly building quite the profile. Isn't it? There was a bit of frustration there, Nick.
Yeah,
teenager.
Yeah, a little frustration there from Mirra, and on that changeover, Taylor Townsend was looking up to her coach, and you could just see she's not really settled. And he was trying to give her this look with his hand, saying, you know, just calm down. You're doing great. And sure enough, that point was really good, very offensive from Taylor.
I love that she can bring a lot of variety to her serve as well. She's got that nice slice out wide on the ad side, and that's something that she goes to pretty often. It's going to be interesting to see how much she changes it up on the ad side, because Andreeva's backhand is so much of her strength in her game. On the baseline.
30-15.
I think it just kept drifting upwards, so tough to judge the flight of the ball in that one for Townsend.
You can see how much underspin it had on it, didn't it, as well? So it was always kind of drifting back. It's only the second time this year that Andreeva has faced a lefty. That's fairly remarkable in itself. Only other player she played was Vondrasova, left-handed. That was back in February this year.
40-30.
Was a pretty good lefty herself, wasn't she? First volley. Andreeva once again looking just a little flustered.
4-all, first set.
Yeah, you feel like both players aren't really as settled as maybe we're used to seeing them, you know, and I think Mirra is feeling that variety from Taylor Townsend, and, you know, even before that second serve, or coach had to tell her, take your time. I mean, both players are just still trying to feel each other out.
Just got a little off balance there, Townsend.
15.
I get the sense that I feel like Andreeva's going to want to be almost more aggressive than she usually is, because that way she can maybe take Townsend out of her game a little bit, not allow Townsend to use all the different varieties that she has in her game.
Is depth important?
Depth is important, definitely. That's a very smart shot from Andreeva. And also very calm, just to be able to have that quick thinking with that clear mind to go over the backhand side of Townsend with just enough height to make it difficult. But Nick, I think that the depth is important, but I wouldn't mind Andreeva using the middle of the court quite a bit too. As soon as you give Taylor an angle, I almost feel like she's better, because it helps her create her angles that she can produce from both wings.
A couple of very telling serves to round off that game.
Andreeva leads 5 games
up on average rally length. It's actually just over 3 shots so far, as Townsend serves to extend this opening set.
Yeah, there's that aggressive shot that you were talking about, Jill. I agree with you. I think she's got to play aggressive to get Taylor Townsend stretching, in my opinion, because when she's actually been on the stretch, that's when she struggled, when she hasn't been able to get in and out of some of those corners. And again, it's a lot of tennis that she's played as well, so you kind of want to test the legs if you're Andreeva.
Oh. 15-all.
Well, smart that Townsend is taking any aggressive shot to the forehand corner of Andreeva. That's the side that she tends to chip a bit more, so it's floating up there for Townsend to stay in control of the point.
First time she's lost the point off that wide serve on the ad side in this match, and loose off the forehand. Had the space to operate with, just Couldn't find it.
Fourteen. 13.
Superbly executed. And Townsend coming through a difficult game to get herself back level.
Well, I just love that she can throw in that serve and volley at such a big moment and feel confident on the execution in that point. And she's gotten Andreeva frustrated in that game.
Just in that game, is it, Jill? There's a sort of bit of anxiety, isn't there, in Andreeva right now?
Such good depth. Yeah, I agree. I think there were a couple games ago we felt already maybe the tension rising in Andreeva, where she pressed on a couple shots.
This is not a matchup that she has seen all that often, is it either? This style of tennis.
Yeah, Nick, you're right. I mean, I think that anxiety comes from the unpredictability that Taylor Townsend has, right? You don't know what you're going to get on each point. Could be a short slice, could be a flat backhand. Taylor's just been mixing it up so well so far.
3 doubles now for Andreeva. Looking fragile.
That point, she just looks like she's trying to overpower Townsend, and it's not working with the way Townsend's moving, being able to use Andreeva's pace against her. It's just going so fast up to the line now, Andreeva. It's an indication that you're uncomfortable is when you just want to start rushing, get up to the line, start the point right away.
It's an ambush of an attack from Taylor Townsend. Top 10 win she had was against Jess Pegula on the clay in Rome 2 springs ago. Townsend then to try and serve out the opening set.
Get the sense you feel like Andreeva's too flustered to be able to get through this game, especially with how well Townsend's serving.
50-50.
Just been struggling to contain her on that side in particular. And Taylor Townsend, after 40 minutes, has a couple of set points. A fabulous set of tennis from the American, who came from a breakdown early on. She's halfway towards a place in the fourth round. She leads 7-5.
Also the mindset's got to change right now as well. You know, after losing the first set, she was very, very negative there towards the end, it felt like. And she's got to just regroup and act like the first set never happened.
Yeah. Just actually looked at her record this year from a set down. And it's actually a pretty poor one. She's 4-10 on the season when she loses the opening set. When she wins it, she's 33-2. That's a pretty significant swing. Obviously, when you lose the opening set, there's more chance of losing the match. But so often when we look at the top 10, there's actually that difference is not that great. But her record this year from these positions is nothing special.
Let's censor.
It's great to hear that she's a great front runner for sure, but yeah, that is telling about how she's able to let things go. Maybe she needs to work on that a little bit more quickly. We have to remember she's still only 18 years old, and something that she's still working on is to be able to handle those challenges.
I couldn't agree more.
15-40.
She's handled most things pretty well.
Yes, very well.
Yeah, someone with such tender years.
Just got a little too ambitious there, Townsend, on that backhand.
One of the very rare, longer exchanges this match has seen.
I was just going to say, she's got to take some positivity from that, Andreeva. Those are the moments that you just got to grab to get yourself in a better mindset. Everything faster. I think with the hand, just a little bit more acceleration. That return in particular just didn't quite have that quickness through the ball.
Stay composed there.
Advantage, Andreeva.
Still like the intention here of the aggressiveness from Townsend. Probably would have loved to see the approach a little bit more to the forehand. Andreeva loves the target on that backhand side.
First game, 6-7.
It's an important game from the position she found herself, having played a very flaky, really, opening 3 points. It's a good recovery.
Yeah, it was a great recovery from Andreeva because I felt like she was rushing in that game. I mean, especially the first 3 points, you know, it wasn't taking that full 25 seconds. It was like 3-4 seconds, boom, she was ready to serve, and she was able to get through that game. But you want to see if she can just take a little bit more time, Andreeva, in between points.
It's the depth that we're talking about, isn't it?
And I think that middle ball as well, I think that's a good play on the return, especially with Andreeva still, I think, trying to find her range on the return. You know, play it safe, but make sure you do get the speed and the depth.
The 4th point she's lost when she has come in this evening. Cheater, of course, a former Wimbledon champion. That is now a run of 8 points in a row for the 18-year-old.
Andreeva leads 2 games to love. Second set.
Nick, from your sense down there on court side, just any change in demeanor? It was a little bit of a dip in level, I think, from Townsend, but any change in what you notice or what you feel?
You know, look, I mean, she's just got to keep her feet moving. I mean, as you mentioned, that middle ball when she shanked the first forehand of the game, it's just, you know, kind of staying aggressive with her footwork and staying fast with the hands. I think that's the adjustment that she needs to make here. And also, I think she's played a lot of balls into the backhand of Andreeva in these last couple games. I think she needs to get back to the forehand. That's where Andreeva makes the most mistakes, especially if it's a bit lower with the slice.
Oh, she's got out. What a good recovery out of the corner from Taylor Townsend.
That was some good quickness into the open court. Andreeva felt like she had the .1 here. She got over there quickly, did not hesitate to get out of that forehand corner.
Taylor did well to get up to that short, awkward ball as quickly as she did. It enabled her to get some good purchase on it. Good second initially, wasn't it? It had a bit of depth to it. You could see she was desperately looking to try and the sort of crush and rush approach that she likes to adopt.
And she can sense that Townsend's, again, going to jump all over that second serve. Trying to change it up to the forehand side as well. Not maybe as natural of a serve for her on the deuce side.
Pressure once again telling. Very much tries to play to her strengths. It's a fun watch.
Love 15.
Sizable difference in the baseline points one, as you would expect for the two so far. Andreeva dominating that category.
Much better decision on that approach. On the forehand, targeting that corner from Andreeva. There's so often that Andreeva opts to just hit either the chip back on that side when she's stretched, or she slides to that forehand side, so it gives Townsend an opportunity to come to the net. Hands, just such soft hands to be able to control that pickup. Andreeva actually didn't hit a bad shot here. It was the right shot to go for, try to get to the feet to Townsend.
She's now won 16 of the 22 points when she has come forwards. Making it count.
Guys, it feels like this crowd is ready to erupt for Taylor Townsend. They're really trying to get her through these games here. And I felt like Taylor took more of her time there. You know, in the beginning of the set, she was rushing a little bit, just too flat through the court. And then this last couple of games, she just took more of her time, looked to come forward when it was available, starting to settle in more the second set.
Fairly certain what happened 2 days ago as well. The incident with Ostapenko has garnered her more fans. I'm not saying these people tonight came here and didn't know who she was. Of course they would have known, they're tennis fans, but they certainly know a lot more about her. And I think there's a lot of them here that appreciate almost the sort of bravery. Bravery is the wrong word, but the character.
I think so, the way she handled it.
Yes.
Yes, 100%. Definitely harnessing that energy from the crowd right now. But I agree. I think, you know, she was very direct about what she felt. I felt like she was respectful about the situation. Yeah. And I do feel like she spoke well about that previous match with Ostapenko, with what happened.
Gained a lot of attention. She has the impetus right now. Big time here.
well off the court, just really flattens it out. She caught Andreeva pretty far back there. Big opportunity now for the American.
Thank you. Let's censor. Ah. 15-14. Thank you, thank you. Let's censor.
Opportunity, wasn't it? Just seemed like she didn't quite get her body behind the ball.
I think she had one step more up to that ball.
Yeah, the weight was...
Ended up reaching, yeah.
The weight transference was just slightly off. Last chance here for now. Would you believe it? 3 games in a row. Mirra Andreeva, rather sorrowful right now. That team trying to do what they can to lift this 18-year-old, this cauldron of an atmosphere here on Arthur Ashe tonight. His mum, his 2 daughters, of course, that play. Erica has also had a good couple of seasons. Quite in the league of this lady, but does have a few similarities with what happened in Paris, doesn't it, in terms of the atmosphere?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Against Bossa, she had to face the French crowd as well, and I think we saw Andreeva getting a little bit emotional during that match as well, and I agree, I think a similar circumstance.
Yeah, they made her crack to an extent, didn't they, that day, which, as we've said, for someone so young is not a huge surprise. Well watched.
Yes, very good adjustment. As a miss hit from Andreeva, so little
40-15.
bit of the flight of the ball was a little bit difficult, and Townsend handled it well.
Electrifying. And Taylor Townsend is 2 games away from making the run of 16 here for a second time.
That was such an important point, I think, for Townsend to win, not only to consolidate the break, but that was probably the best rallying that we've seen Andreeva do in this match. And Townsend had the answer, just to keep that pressure on.
point after Taylor Townsend hit the backhand winner. You know, she's not taking any time in between, so her heart rate is just jumping so fast, and it's hard to focus on what you need to do when your heart rate is going that quickly.
One of her best serves as well, and it's still Townsend was able to get that back into the court and with good depth. I think, Nick, you make a good point too, because sometimes when you're uncomfortable, you're not feeling great, you don't even realize you're rushing. It happens so fast.
It's unraveling, and it's an uncomfortable watch for Mirra Andreeva. Incredibly, she's only won 2 points in the last 3 games.
Fifteen, 40.
Out.
30, 40.
It's got a little bit of extra movement to that serve.
Again, just needed one more step up to that ball. That second serve was a little bit shorter in the box.
Yeah, a little bit shorter in terms of pace as well, just 84 miles an hour.
A little bit tricky, had to really guide that ball, hit up on that ball, just couldn't control it.
That's a look that says a fair bit, doesn't it? From Conchita Martinez.
Let second serve. Advantage. Townsend.
The second double of this set puts her once more in a position of real peril.
Thank you. Thank you.
Townsend able to exploit the space. And she has got a significant lead here. So Taylor Townsend looking to become the third American woman to reach the last 16 here this week. Andreeva had no idea where that approach was going. She's been able to get most things that have tried to go around her tonight. That was one of the better defensive lobs that Andreeva's hit.
Choice to let that one bounce just to give herself a little extra time. And just heard Townsend's coach, John Williams, good advice just to heard him say, stay here, Kings, stay in the present, don't get ahead of yourself.
Unforced error from the racket of Mirra Andreeva, who's not had a comfortable evening. It's match point.
Thank you. Thank you.
After she first made the last 16 in New York, Taylor Townsend makes a return. What a victory. Third top 10 win of her career, and Mirra Andreeva makes an early exit. That was some display, Joe.